According to Games Radar, what up, Sly Noble? PS5 mastermind Mark Cerny says dreams of the developers are too big for 60 FPS, and the PS5 Pro targets removing that decision between fidelity and performance. So this one kind of conflicts that other report. So take it all with a grain of salt. Can you tell the difference between 1440p and 4K? I can, absolutely. 1440p is 2 times 1080p, and then 4K is 4 times. So absolutely you can. Anybody who says they can is lying. If you have the proper hardware for it, you can tell the difference. PS5 lead system architect Mark Cerny says PlayStation developers' highest ambitions are too big to be contained in 60 FPS per second. And that's why we have different graphics modes for visual fidelity and performance. I do think it's funny that, and I mean, because he works from PlayStation, so he has to upsell it, right? And plus, Sony ponies believe anything that comes out of Sony's mouth. But the point I want to make is I do think it's funny that a console manufacturer is saying that our platform, it has no limits. That's actually kind of the purpose of the console. It has limits. It's a computer that's specifically designed for gaming. It's not meant to be upgraded. That's why you upgrade it it used to be every 5 years, but now for PS4 niggas, it's never. We're going to be in 2035. We're going to be at 3005 with Charles Gambino. Going to be talking about PS4. But yeah, they're saying no limit. In case you missed it, Sony lifted the lid on the PS5 Pro today, and although the hot topic is undoubtedly the $700 price tag, Cerny also shared his insight into the relatable struggle of deciding between the fidelity and performance mode when playing a game that offers players that choice. According to Cerny, 75% of PS5 players choose to optimize frame rates in performance mode instead of shooting for the sharpest image, and the biggest, fastest GPU crammed in the PS5 Pro is designed to eliminate that choice or at least make it easier. I agree. I think most people, if they had a choice, they're always going to prefer 60 FPS or higher over the latest and greatest graphics. So I don't even know why we're talking about this fucking fidelity shit. Creators have made an amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do hear about the desire for more graphics performance. Cerny says in a PS5 announcement video, the dreams of the developers are bigger than we could be supported at the 60 FPS, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're familiar with graphics modes. It can be a difficult choice for players. Welcome to the stream, Fear. 3005, and they still gonna be releasing The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us 2 remaster, the remaster of the remaster. So Cerny knew people wanted performance, and he said, wait, you like shiny ray tracing, right? You knew what they wanted. It's crazy. It's funny too, because I'd argue most people who get consoles, they get it for the ease of use. Like, graphics are not, like, it plays a role, but I don't think it's at the top of the totem pole. Because, like, if graphics is really, like, the most important thing for you, you would get into PC gaming. I would argue most people are mostly interested in just having a smooth frame rate and a smooth experience, especially because multiplayer gaming is bigger than ever. You would think that they'd be more focused on frame rates, online latency. These motherfuckers just talking about ray tracing. Who cares? We want to give players the graphics that game creators aspire to at the highest frame rates that players typically prefer, Cerny says, pointing to the updated hardware's more powerful GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI-powered upscaling. Shout out to Fear with the sub. I appreciate it. And shout out to Jussie. Welcome to the stream, bro. It's unclear exactly how Sony plans to achieve this, but it's certainly possible the PS5 Pro will kill performance and fidelity modes entirely and opt for a uniform experience on games optimized for the new hardware. If that's the case, it's likely to target a coveted 4K 60 FPS combo that so far can only be achieved at the cost of ray tracing on the current PS5. PS5 Pro pre-orders start on September 26th, and the console launches November 7th. So it will be long before we find out. That's why you said earlier November 7th is a holiday. Is it a holiday for some of y'all? Ray tracing don't always look better either. It don't. I don't get it, man. Who cares about the reflection on the mirrors? Oh my God. I don't want to see extra lighting and reflections on mirrors in real life. Why would I want to see it in a fucking game? That shit's gonna blind me. Afternoon, I was watching Hokage highlights, and you guys need a monitor that works with both console and PC. I'd recommend this one. Most of y'all are still playing on a 1080p monitor that runs at 30 hertz, talking about 4K 60 FPS. Man, what the fuck are we talking about? So real talk, this really ain't selling me on the PS5 Pro. At this point, it's just going to be for like enthusiasts who have like disposable income. But for people, everyday people, I still don't think this is like, I'm not sold on this. I really think they should have announced it with at least 3 games where it was like, this is what it's going to look like on PS5 and this is what it's going to look on PS5 Pro, and it's only possible on the PS5 Pro. But instead, they showed off Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us Remastered. Like, we have those games already, bruh. Yo, Loudy, I'm on a 1080p 165 hertz. My bad. So that's the other article I got for you. Also, we got some images comparing the graphical fidelity difference between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro versions of games, thanks to Kotaku. Let's check out the slides. Can you guys see it? Can you see it? Because I don't. Ooh. By the way, this is the PS5 Pro on the right. Ooh. Oh. Whoa. Wow. Look at the next gen console. There's no way Sony sent this to the press and said, this is gonna sell it. First of all, why did you send all these dark ass images? If you want to sell the graphical fidelity, like, you remember back in the day, the one thing they did do correct is right here, the cars, but even still, like, that, racing games have always been used historically to sell new graphics. But like, if you want to sell your graphics on a new platform, you got to show like a tropical area with some water and some trees, like it's vibrant, it's colorful. That'll help show the difference in like the graphics. Why are you showing a dark ass cathedral in fucking Hogwarts Legacy? We can't see. And I'm trying to be completely fair and objective. The images are just bad as an example. It's hard to tell. It wouldn't even let me go back. What the fuck? Start over. Let's start over. Let's take a look at another look at this. Microsoft can make the biggest play right now. Yeah, I seen a tweet earlier. Dude was saying a really good play for Microsoft is because the rumor is they're working on their own kind of MSI Claw or Steam Deck system. They're working on their own type of Xbox Steam Deck that's going to have high-end specs and you can take it on the go. Nintendo Switch type shit, right? If Xbox does that, and it's cheaper, and it's cheaper than the PS5 Pro, that might be a play. Bundle it with like 3 months of Game Pass. Can you zoom in on the images? Yeah, hold up. They have a chance to undercut Sony here. I'm zooming in. Here you go. Can you see the difference? Ooh, The Last of Us. Like, it's so grainy. These are terrible images. I guess right here, it's slightly more clear than this, but is this really worth the $700? This is the one vibrant game, and I still can't really see the difference, bro. Corporate says, find the differences. Maybe we need to zoom in. What's the highest zoom we can go to? Let's go to 500%. 500%. What are images at? Oh shit. Damn, that's too. That's too fucking soon. I can't find this shit. Oh my god, that's fucking funny. All right, there's the image. Why does it keep? God, where's it at? Start slideshow. Come on. I don't think I can start the slideshow at this big of a zoom. That's crazy. 700 for a pair of reading glasses on the PS5. That's really what it feels like. Reading glasses, man. I don't know, man. This is a horrible first showing. I think it's a horrible first showing. I think yeah, Xbox has a real chance to come in and undercut them. It's crazy because there's really going to be niggas flexing the $700 paperboard. Yeah, I think it still will sell well just because people want to flex. They have it. Yo, shout out to Slayer, man. You ain't got that shit. Like, I'm calling it right now. Don't be surprised if you see niggas buy a $700 PS5 Pro and then they post a picture with them taking it home in a seatbelt, or they use it as a door stop. Be like, yo, I just got my new door stop, or I just got my drink coaster. Oh, you don't got one, bro? Yo bad. You broke. Because remember, if you use Game Pass, you're on welfare, according to that tweet from yesterday. But the good news is, somebody was asking yesterday, do you think the price of the PS5 will drop thanks to the price of the PS5 Pro? We're already seeing it. We're also seeing GameStop trading in changing their store credit trade-in for the PS5. They dropped it already. Sony's now selling used PS5s for half the price of the PS5 Pro. You can get a refurbished PS5 for $350. Where's the link? Is there a link to the spotted by Wario64? Let's go to the tweet. What tweet? I never had a Twitter. I wasn't talking about you. What are you talking about? Oh, here you go. If you want the link, you can get a PS5 for $350 instead of $500 now. It is refurbished, but because it's coming from Sony, I'd imagine they're testing them, making sure they're running okay. So yeah, shout out to Wario. So if you're looking for a PS5 on the low, there you go. And like, if you're gonna buy one used, it's probably better to buy it from Sony because they're most likely they're gonna thoroughly test it. It's not buying it from like a mom and pop shop or somebody off an app. PS4 niggas, this your chance? Yeah, PS4 niggas. The people on Hokage highlights, y'all need to come over to the live stream. So when I drop the link in the chat, you got it. Because I know some of you PS4 niggas is in Hokage highlights. I know y'all there. This is your chance. If you can't save up for $350, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Freaking, let's get a calculator out for PS4 niggas. Let's see, man. What's if we save $50 a month for 6 months? How much? That's $300 right there. So let's bump it up. Let's say 75. If we save $75 for 6 months, that's $450. That's almost enough for a new PlayStation. You mean to tell me you don't have enough self-control to save $75, probably like $60, $65 a month? You can't do it? What's the beeping noise? That's my washer going off. It's finished. I gotta put my shit in the dryer. But y'all can't all in my damn house. Y'all can't do this? Let's talk about it. This is the stuff. I know it's all jokes. We do the PS4 slander. Let's talk about it. Now, there's two scenarios here. If you can't do it because you can't do it, like literally, like, you know, people fall on hard times, you know. You might be working a job that doesn't pay that much and you're just getting by and all you can afford is food and rent. Focus on that. Focus on the food, the rent. You don't need the extras. You don't need to go to the movies. You don't need to play games. You don't need no new fancy car. You don't need no new clothes. And work on working your way up the corporate ladder or developing a new school. We need more, developing a new skill. I mean, HVACs, they started 100,000. Electricians, plumbers, we need more of those. Construction workers make decent money. You don't need a college degree, or you can go to college, do something more technical. If you're at that point in your life, I need you to focus on the priorities. That's speaking to y'all. I'm not gonna make fun of y'all because that's real life shit. On the opposite side of the spectrum though, the niggas who are just irresponsible with their money, which I'm gonna be honest, that's a lot of y'all. You just don't know it. Check your PlayStation purchase history, see how much VC you're buying every year, and you'd be surprised. You said the insightful to the people who are irresponsible. You go out every weekend, you at the bar, buying drinks for every chick that ain't letting you fuck. That adds up. Why do you have a $1,000 car note? Because your credit fucked up. You going broke, trying to look rich. To you people, shame. Get your priorities right. Right, yeah, paying for OnlyFans. That's not a bill, bruh. That's not a bill. You're just a fucking gooner, as these niggas like to say. Get your shit together. I was going to college and my retail job ended up paying me more than my healthcare entry job. That's crazy. Get it in where you fit in. $350. I try to put y'all on right there. $350. That's the digital one, but that's shunted. That's my daily PS4 slander. And when all else fails, if what I said upsets you, you need to evaluate yourself and also remember, gaming is not a poor man's hobby. Gaming is not a necessity. Food, water, shelter is. Okay? Not PlayStation. 2K is not a necessity. You will be okay. What you mean, bro? No. Food, water, PlayStation. I don't need a house. I could be a homosexual, bro. I'll just fuck a chick. She'll let me stay on her couch and I'll bring my PlayStation over. Oh my God. We're out, bro. We're out. Accountability. Let's do it. Let's talk about some news. As things start to go more mainstream. What mainstream means, more people, more eyeballs are on your product, and with more eyeballs on your product, more varying opinions come into the community. And I think Elden Ring crossed over into the mainstream. And what that means, you're gonna have a lot of crybabies out there. You're gonna have a lot of crybabies out there. A patch dropped today for Elden Ring that nerfed the final boss, Radon the Consort. And it nerfed the fuck out of him. I actually saw the notes on Twitter. They changed the attack pattern when the battle starts, so they made it easier. They adjusted some of his attack moves, less aggressive, decreased the damage, decreased stamina damage on some attacks, decreased the attack range, making it easier to dodge, and improved the visibility on some attacks. So, I hate to say it, I'm not gonna knock people who just got into Elden Ring. You just didn't know. You just tried it out. But for those of you who had Elden Ring and you still haven't beaten the Shadow of the Erdtree, you bought it, you still ain't beat it, you rage quit, it's too late. If you beat it now, you're Mickey. You're fucking Mickey. Because Radahn got nerfed. We don't want to hear it. 2 years from now, when you come in here and you tell me how you beat Radahn the Consort, I don't care. Because we beat him pre-patch. You beat him post-patch. Let's pull up the stats. Let's go on Steam. Has the stats been updated? And it's unfortunate too. It's unfortunate because I do feel like this type of stuff, it kind of ruins it for the people who want the true experience. In an exception for the people who are I could argue, are probably not going to beat the game, right? And this is why I'm about to bring up the Steam stats real quick. If this bitch would just fucking launch already. Let's go to my library. Let's see, Elden Ring. Look, there go the update right there. Don't update your game if you want to beat them before it. Let's go to, where's the fucking achievement? Oh, right here. View all achievements. Only 41% of people have beaten Mog. That's how you get to the DLC. 60% of y'all never even accessed the DLC. Where's Millennia at? It's still only at 37%. We still haven't even hit 40%. So, and now that's been since 2022 when the game came out. I'd argue those people are never going to beat the game. They're never going to beat the game. And we're nerfing bosses for no fucking reason. I guess I'm not doing the third playthrough. I'm not gonna lie, after beating it there, was a bit of a luck involved in winning that fight at the beginning. At that 40%, we don't know how many use summons either. That's gonna piss some people off because, you know, well, the summons are in the game. Like, at this point, I'm just giving the stat who beat them. Who was even creative enough to beat them? Shit is sad. Hey, at least they waited a few months before they nerfed it. So, like, you know, I wonder if this is gonna become a trend. When any of these fucking games come out, I wonder if you got to beat it within the first 3 to 6 months before they patch it. Like, you got to speed run it because, like, I want to beat it before it gets patched or whatever. So we don't want to hear about how you beat Radahn anymore. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Mickey. That's what they did with the OG Radahn too. Yeah, I do. I remember that because the original Radahn was a lot harder. I beat him before the patch too. Them frames was nuts after the second phase. Yeah, that's what they should have patched, the frame rate. I wouldn't have been mad at that. Niggas couldn't wait till Christmas. Mickey Mouse patch dropped out. True, it's tricky trying to beat bosses before any patches these days. It's crazy. If you're looking forward to Sonic Adventure 3, dope. No plans for Sonic Adventure 3, says Sonic Team Boss, but we'd love to make it. Why do y'all say things like this? If you love to make it, bitch, make it. The fuck? There are currently no plans to make Sonic Adventure 3 and continue the Sonic series from the Dreamcast days. Sonic Team boss Takashi was interviewed by VGC and discussed the possibility of continuing the series as well as a return of its much-loved Chao Garden. He acknowledged the request of the Chao Garden to make a return, but noted it's part of the whole Sonic Adventure series. It's not a standalone game. It's integrated into the whole Adventure series gameplay, so we can't just break it off and make it a thing, he says. This is so interesting to hear because I actually think the Chao Garden could be its own separate game. Like, you can leave it in Sonic Adventure 3, but it could be its own separate game where if you want to flesh it out, because people love that shit. It's like, this is very interesting because Sega, ever since Sega went third party and they stopped making hardware, they've been financially struggling. They have good years, they have bad years. It feels like every few years you hear about their financial, but they've never been just knocking it out the fucking park. They have good years and bad years. Let's get consistent. Y'all don't want to make money? And it's like also, it's like, all right, well, if you're asking for a Child Garden and Adventure 3, then that's pretty much asking for Adventure 3. I think at some time I'd like to say, hey, yeah, we're making Adventure 3, but we don't have plans for that yet. It's just one of those things that if the stars align and it could all happen, then yeah, we'd love to make it. Yakuza gaining popularity in the West has been what's keeping them afloat. Yep. And does Sega own Persona 2, I believe? I know it's produced, I know it's developed by Atlas, but I think Sega's the publisher of that. But they do? Okay, I was about to look it up. So yeah, I would say Persona and Yakuza's kind of been keeping them afloat. But y'all need some more IPs. I think Sonic Generations the remaster is gonna sell pretty well, but y'all need some new IPs. For anyone who hasn't played we don't care. You're yapping. Like, why say this, man? Just make the game. At this point, I think they're just afraid because it's been so long since the last Sonic adventure. It's gonna be hard to live up to that hype, but I think it would sell well regardless. Just take your time with it. Don't announce it before it's ready. Take your time, flesh out some ideas, do some private tests, and then when you're ready to show something, show it. But like, if you guys are gonna make it, I would advise you don't show it until you feel confident. And if you don't feel confident, continue to scrap it until you get it right. Go back and play the first 2 games. Play the DX one too. Try to figure out why people loved it. Survey people on social media. You don't even gotta drop no hints. Just survey people. What were some of your favorite aspects about Sonic Adventure 2? Can you guys be as specific as possible? And make the fucking game. Jesus Christ.